it for a minute and pay, she go get it. I need it, my extension. Vacation, I'm living, got so many Benjamins, they think I'm getting it pregnant. I came with the
you gotta play everybody at the same time.
You can't even come for the kid.
Okay, I'll listen. When I win, I just say that no, I bounce with you tomorrow. And
But I'm Diamond District. I'm up in New York, my mini my stack. Picking off
it's
facts.
a good change.
I used to juggle them packs. Now I'm left with a relief. I'm eating spaghetti and chicken fish. Pull up and it's what that's looking like a rat. Club throwing that kettle.
I'm like, yo, you didn't call your girl so she don't come back again with me.
I blew up for the bar.
No.
I see you right in the picture. I probably can't get my number. I cover him as soon as he pitch.
You gotta bow down to the I do not bow down to you. If I sin, they gotta see I'm winning.
This week on NBA 2K TV, we've got Scottie Pippen. We break down some winning My Team lineups and your top plays. Welcome to
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, it'll be the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. Taking a look at the Lakers, they dropped the first matchup against this squad. They'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And you love the build-up to a new season. Lots of anticipation. Shaq, what are you looking for?
There were some VIMs this offseason.
Very interesting moves.
Oh, you like that? Okay,
yeah.
I understand. And you got to understand, that kind of shift, that right there can shift.
Well, last year the Eastern and Western Conference was balanced out. Well, we'll see if the trend reverses this year.
And that'll take it right up the tip as we go courtside.
A look from above the incredible City Hall building here in our broadcast location tonight, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. A Sunday afternoon with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Tonight with us as well, the Book of Basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you.
It's great to be here. Nobody is more impressed than my 11-year-old son. We can't believe that he's playing a video game and gets to hear my voice. He hears my voice just yelling at him, and now he gets to break down basketball.
But it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, he likes it.
DA, take it away.
Well, the process in Philly has finally started yielding big results. The Sixers have star players and tremendous fans who stood by them through the lean years, and they're ecstatic at what they're seeing on the court. There are a handful of elite teams in the East, Kevin. The Sixers are confident they belong with the best of them.
They certainly can. Well done, DA. Thank you. As Tobias Harris expands his shooting range, Bill, the demand for his services continues to grow. Now, but he's moved around the league a lot here. He's seen a lot of different addresses so far.
Yeah, and that's a red flag. You know, I think when somebody's been on 5 teams and keeps getting traded, he's good enough that other teams keep trading for him, and then he's also not quite good enough that teams are okay if he leaves. And that's a dangerous place to be as an NBA player. You end up 20 years from now, you look at his basketball reference page and you're like, wait, that guy was on 9 teams? What happened? So I would like to see him eventually find the right team. I thought Denver would have been a really good fit for him as a free agent with the way he can play off the ball and the way he plays on pick and rolls and stuff. Like to put him with Jokic and a team that kind of understands what he is. I didn't like seeing him on Philly last year. I thought, you know, they basically turned him into somebody who just stood in the corner and rebounded. I think he's a better player than that.
And now the Lakers starting group. Green and LeBron at the 2 and the 3. Howard is out there with Davis, and it's Rondo in at the point. And for the 76ers, in the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. Harris at small forward with Horford at the 4. And it's Quinn in at the 5 down low.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And it's Howard finishing it off.
Great reach that time by Howard. He went way upstairs to throw that one down. Can pretty much get any pass that's around the goal.
Castro Quinn. The 19-foot shot, and Davis sends it back. They retain possession. The 76ers shooting their first free throws of the game.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great, about 77% as a team.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for O'Quinn. And so Quinn nails both of them.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Outside, Green. Here's Rondo, and it's blocked by Simmons.
Yeah, with great recognition, awareness, and body control, Simmons can get up for blocks.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of this one. The first free throw is good. They'll name a couple past superstars that didn't always get enough credit for being as dominant as they were.
Moses Malone would be my #1 pick. Probably the best player in the league for 5 years. Dominant in '83, they won the title in Philly. Really gave Kareem a lot of problems, and was just awesome, and has now just been swept under the rug. Nobody even really remembers. So I would go with him first.
Ever.
Never. Well, it was part of the problem. They taped delaying games back then, and there wasn't. Didn't have league pass. Didn't have a lot of that stuff. I think he was really underrated, and you kind of never know who's going to endure and who's not going to endure. There's no reason I wrote my book.
Here's Simmons following the basket by LeBron James. Now Simmons, he had 28 points in the win against the Lakers.
And he didn't take any plays off at the defensive end. I mean, he wound up with 4 steals on the night.
And here is Los Angeles now after the Sixers pick up 2. Green dishes to Rondo. High arcing shot. Harris outside. Inside, Simmons. No good on the shot. Great D that time from Davis. James left side. And it's sent back by Horford. And here's the fast break. Richardson leading the way. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for Los Angeles. Stolen by O'Quinn. Harris misses.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often. That's the kind of D you need. A textbook example of how.
And grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And it's blocked by O'Quinn.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Harris kicks to Richardson. Davis against Simmons. Rebounded by Howard. Lakers leading by 4. To the middle. Here's Rondo. Off target at the rim. And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one and done aspect may be coming to an end.
I think for me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go to the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the real team.
The G League is having an effect on the NBA. There are a lot of former guys from that league playing in the big league.
The other thing is, like, sports rights are becoming more and more valuable with streaming services. Just the fact that you can watch a game anywhere you are. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it if you're in China. You can watch it if you're in Hawaii. And I think the G League should be a bigger thing. So if they can figure out a way to kind of steal college basketball's corner with some of this stuff, while also preparing these guys. The one and done that makes no sense to me. I don't understand what anyone gains from going to college for 5 months and then pretend they're a college student.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be the focus of this timeout. They need to come up with a spark to get the offense going.
And a chance here to check out some stats on Anthony Davis. He's coming off an excellent season. Last season put up about 26 points a game, 12 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And his rebounding is what's most impressive. He's shown tremendous determination on the backboard.
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
Shot from 12.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Here's Harris after the basket by Los Angeles. Kicks it out to Richardson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Simmons. The Lakers with the rebound. Davis has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
And Simmons gets the bucket. Bill defenders are doing a better job of challenging the shooter from the side so they don't foul and don't step into that landing space when he comes down from shooting.
Yeah, I don't like the word, the landing space, all that stuff. Like load management. We have all these phrases now. It's like, how did these phrases come in my life?
Load management is interesting.
Load management's the worst. Where did that start? I don't know.
Just work, yeah. Just rest.
What's the thing they call when the guy travels, but they say it's not? It's like he's gathering the ball. That's another one.
Yeah, he's gathering.
I never said gathering the ball in my life until 2 years ago. Enough with the weird phrases.
Yeah. Here's James, following the score by Josh Richardson. Outside, Green. Now the pass to Davis. LeBron James on the wing. Here's Howard, and it's slammed in by Howard.
Such a great rebounder, athleticism and length. Dwight Howard knows how to use those gifts that he possesses.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Los Angeles.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
Free throw no good for Howard.
You know, Howard, a physical and muscular, authoritative big guy who intimidates most nights. His physicality, very impressive.
Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia. Kuzma passes to Brantley. Here's Caruso. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Howard's shot is good. Howard's got 10.
Imposing his will down there. Howard feels like he can score anytime he wants from this area.
Pass to Ennis. Here's Thibault. The 76ers need to get off the shot. Ennis misses.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Defense quick to react, close down the shooter, and then affect the shot.
And Bill, when you yourself get out on the court, is there a play you try to channel or emulate, try to visualize in your mind?
You mean when I'm playing pickup?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, well, Matt, at this point in my life, it's DeVos Bertans. Is that how you say it?
Davis Bertans.
Davis Bertans?
Yes. What a great stroke.
I emulate all stretch fours in regard to anything.
Yeah.
That's who I am at this point in my life. I run from three-point line to three-point line.
You stay in the perimeter.
Yeah.
Don't tangle up inside.
My free throw attempts are 0 because I don't go to the line.
Just fire away.
And I want you to know I'm there to make an open jump shot. And don't ask me to do anything else, please. I'll send some pics.
Yeah. You do. You're a great speed. You're a great pick and roll. And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. 5th on the list, JaVale McGee.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Take a break. 2 shots.
Listen here, fucker. Everyone is not going to win more.
The first one falls for him.
I'm going to win the war. Now, I'm going to win the Brock Lesnar win the war.
And he makes both free throws. And here's Bradley. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to McGee. Kuzma, left side. Howard trying to free himself up. Kuzma can't get it to go.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Philadelphia is shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one. And Ennis drops them both. So for quite a while, you've been a holder of Clippers season tickets. I've seen you there myself. I know you love the game and love just to watch as a fan and sometimes take off your professional hat. How much have you enjoyed watching them compete and in a lot of cases out-compete the Lakers over the last couple of years?
It's funny, this last Clippers team was by far the most fun of all those teams. They were successful with Chris Paul and Blake and DeAndre in that era, but those teams weren't that much fun to watch. This last year's Clipper team, people just loved them and were really, really invested in them. And that's why I could see them really knocking the Lakers out of it. The Lakers still have the DNA of generations, but at some point, it's going to flip.
If not already.
The people haven't decided yet that they're Laker fans. You got to get like the 8-year-olds.
Yes.
That's what you have to get, and then they grow up and they become Clipper fans. So maybe that's happening.
Now, here's Bradley. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Short kicks to Ennis. 1:52 left to play in the first. Corner shot. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Ennis has got 6 points.
Kick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Left side, Bradley.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
The 76ers shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. Korkmaz, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Davis is checked in for Los Angeles.
One shot.
And that one falls for Burke. And it's Bradley with the ball for the Lakers. They lead by 7. There's up the back rim, no good. Philadelphia shooting down around 24%. Obviously, they've struggled. Here's Ennis. And here's the other way. High post shot. Rebound by the 76ers. Horford's got 4 rebounds in this game. Down low. The jump hook finally gets one to fall. He's now 1 for 5 with his first make.
A remarkable interior presence. Horford's a veteran who still has those polished post moves.
And Davis puts it in.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
From the arc.
That's the way to play the quarter.
Talk about lifting up a team and energizing them at the end of a quarter. A 3 at the buzzer, that'll do it.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Lakers ahead, up by 4. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. James Ennis played in Australia, Puerto Rico, the G League. He talked about his NBA journey and his goals.
Just to be a rotation player. I know I got better. I know I worked hard to get here, to stay here, and just be able to knock down the shot from the 3. I want to shoot the ball 40% and above.
And with the importance of the 3 ball nowadays, Greg, a great goal for Ennis.
He possesses length and athleticism on the wing, and if he can reliably knock down the triple, he's a consistent rotation player in this league.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And from what we've seen so far from the Lakers, guys, what are your thoughts?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
So on the floor for the Lakers to start this second quarter, you've got Bradley. Davis is out there with Kyle Kuzma, and there's JaVale McGee. And it's Caruso in at the 2 guard. Now here's Burke. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Bill, you study pop culture. The 2K Esports League is a phenomenon right now, which is sweeping the country. Do you think that's going to alter the perception of gaming in any way?
Yeah, I would say it has one of the best chances of any esports league to succeed because people just love basketball. And you can feel it there in the offseason. The shift in basketball content and the fact that it's now a 12-month-a-year sport for us. And now it goes from the playoffs to the draft to where people going in free agency. And then that plays out for a month. And then something else will happen. All of a sudden it's August.
Summer leagues are coming up.
Summer leagues happening. And then all of a sudden the season's close. And then you just kind of recycle. And it's a 12-month-a-year sport.
Yeah, right. And he makes the first. Bill, I wanted to go back to what you were talking about with the 2K League, and you mentioned how basketball has grown into essentially a 12-month-a-year sport.
For me, a 2K Esports League just makes sense. It fits into that. I think people love the players. I think they care about these athletes, in basketball, so much more than the other sports. And for me, it's really gratifying because I've loved basketball my whole life. And for a while there, when I grew up as a kid, they would tape delay in the finals. And, it was like the second-tier league. And now to see how popular it is and how much people love it, it's just, I feel like I was in early. I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely. I mean, when Magic Johnson is a rookie and starting at center, in Game 6 in Philadelphia, yes.
And it was tape delayed. My beloved Boston Celtics won the 1981 title, and it was on tape delay in Boston. And I went to bed, and my dad woke me up to watch the game for me. And it's not even 40 years ago. So I think the other thing that really helps with the 2K Esports League is that these guys play 2K, the actual players.
Yeah, right.
They care about
it.
They care about it. They have an incredible amount of time on their hands because they're too famous and they can't go anywhere. So they're in hotel suites. They're bringing with the PlayStation or Xbox with them. They're playing their friends. They're playing each other online. And this is what they're doing all day.
Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Trey Burke. The Lakers also with the sub. Green, he's checked in for Bradley. That one drops. He ties it up. And Bill, we were talking about how so many NBA players are playing 2K these days and getting to play online against people you don't know.
Yeah.
Can't see.
I remember my buddy Gus, who I played a ton of video games with in the 80s. The first time we could play online against each other was like a really pivotal moment in both of our lives. Sometime in the mid-2000s. He was like, this is amazing. You're in Connecticut, I'm in LA, and we're playing video games. This is great. We've arrived.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Well, Ben Simmons has a very versatile game, there's no doubt, except that his shooting is something that drives you crazy, and that's probably going to determine how great he can become in this league.
Yeah, and maybe what position he ends up playing too, because you could argue maybe you just play him at point center and you put him with somebody else who can stretch the floor and maybe protect the rim a little bit. But I think the thing with Ben is he looks so much better during the regular season because the pace is different. But as you know, in the playoffs it slows down. And I don't see any roadmap for him being a superstar if he doesn't figure this out. I still feel like athletically, he's way, way up there. And it's just going to come down to, can he go to the next level as somebody who's really never won anything? You know, you think like he's been in round 2 and that's it in 2 straight playoffs, and in both round 2s didn't play well. I think winning is a skill, and competing at a certain level is a skill. I'm not sure we've seen that from him enough.
The 76ers making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. The 76ers trail by 4. Pass to Harris. Back to Richardson. Quinn dishes to Simmons. Shot clock at 5. In the corner, it's Harris. Another miss by Philadelphia. Lakers leading by 4. He logs up the alley-oop pass, and the slam dunk by McGee.
And this kind of athleticism at the center position, pretty remarkable. I mean, McGee letting it all hang out there.
O'Quinn finds Simmons. Back to O'Quinn. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. O'Quinn's got 6.
An absolute bully in the lane. Nothing the smaller defender could do there.
The pass to Green. And here is Davis. Outside for Rondo. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
And checking out the stats for Harris. Great showing for him last season. He put up about 20 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
No good from Simmons.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And LeBron with a nice bucket inside.
You know, LeBron James is so strong and able to finish through contact because of it. You got to wrap him up. You got to get him before he gets that ball up in the shooting motion. Because contact other than that doesn't bother him.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
McGee up top. The drive by James. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Harris.
Boy, that burst of speed. James may be the fastest guy in the league. And because of his size and speed, he's a force when he turns the jets on.
It's his first trip to the line.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
And you know, with his free throw percentage being where it was last season, it changed the way teams defended him. I mean, there were no easy baskets. He was going to get fouled anytime he got near the rim. They were going to make him earn his points at the line.
And both free throws good for LeBron.
You look at LeBron James, he's truly a remarkable talent. Every season he seems to add something else to his game. It's been fun watching him, and I'm not sure how much longer we're going to see him at this level.
No good from Simmons. Los Angeles leading by 5 to the inside. And LeBron gets it to go with the assist by Rondo. That's now 8 points for LeBron.
Tell you what, if he's within shouting distance of the basket, he's going to get his buckets. You can count on that.
Here's Simmons.
Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
Pass to Davis. LeBron James on the wing. And James throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Now here is Harris. A 29-point game for him in the win against the Lakers. Back to Simmons. Beyond the arc. Count it in the Laker lead. He's been cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Tobias Harris.
Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Back to LeBron. Passes it to Davis. Lays it up and banks it in. Davis has got 6 here in this quarter.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Here's Harris. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Rondo against Simmons. Rondo passes to Davis. A three-pointer, no good. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. They trail by 6. LeBron drives in, and LeBron throws it down.
And, you know, this is where James is most dangerous, attacking and looking to tear into that defense.
Simmons passes to Richardson. And O'Quinn gets to Richardson. Shoots it. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got 15 rebounds here tonight. Another shot. Nice touch on the bank shot. Davis has got 14 points for the game.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways. And that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
Now, here's Richardson. Kicks to O'Quinn. McGee with the block.
Yeah, if you had to pick the top priority for McGee, I think that's it. Contest shots, block shots, get in the air, use that length to deny shots at the rim.
Harris against Green. Simmons on the wing. To end the cold streak, McGee with the block. They recover it.
You know, they're losing in large part because he's not playing well. It's really as simple as that.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Timeout call, the 76ers.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
So both teams making some changes here. And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. The Lakers second.
I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the 76ers. On Tuesday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson. and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Thursday, they'll head out on the road to face the Hawks in Atlanta.
And you know, nobody loves playing on the road, but it does offer a good chance to see exactly what your team is made of. This team is going to find out a lot about itself over the next stretch of games.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Los Angeles leading by 10. Simmons swings it in.
Sensational speed by Simmons, trucking it down the court and beating everybody.
Bradley passes to LeBron. Fires the three, but they recover it. Back to Bradley. LeBron with it. 12 points for him. Just 5 to shoot. Second chance effort, and it's good on the layup. LeBron's got 14 points.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Yeah, I love the energy they're playing with. I say it this way. Good teams, championship teams, play against the game as much as they play against the opponent. Nice uptick here in their second chance points in this quarter.
And here is Los Angeles now. 76ers getting the bucket. Here's Howard. Second shot opportunity, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Horford.
You know, I think you just got to be a little smarter around Howard. That guy's, Howard's pretty crafty at drawing contact on the way up.
And this will be his second and third shots at the line here. And the first one at the line is good.
And no secret here. This is what you need to do with the lead. Hit your free throws. And they're having a great second quarter at the line.
And the 76ers making a change here. Ennis is checked in. And both free throws good for Howard.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
And a special thanks to our guest, Phil Simmons. Always a compelling discussion, and I hope we can continue.
Please, I'm available. Just call me. I'm ready.
I will.
All right, I'm ready.
Your number right here.
Yes, you have my number. Call me.
And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. He's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Now, here's Burke. 8 points for him. From 17 feet out, Scott can't get it to go.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. They've been absolutely dominant.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it.
Nothing surprising about that, guys. We've come to expect plays like that from him, and still, they never get old.
Here's Thibault. Misses the deep three-point attempt. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Lakers lead by 14. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Here with Brett Brown. Now, Coach, it seemed like you guys came out a little flat. How do you get some energy for the second half?
You just got to go with the people that have energy. I feel like we are not the aggressors. We have to do whatever we're going to do through our defense, and so far it's been good.
Brett, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. The second quarter got a lot more exciting for them as they were putting up big numbers and find themselves way out in front here at the half. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, they're winning all the 50-50 offensive balls. The rebound goes up. Everybody goes to get it, but only one person's coming down with it. And that's the guy with the extra effort, and it's been them tonight. That's why it's a blowout. These second chance opportunities, and they made the most of it.
And over to Sean. What did you think about Philadelphia?
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotation. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. You know, I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What can you say? LeBron James, what an impressive effort today.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points and close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. And a big summer for the Lakers, trading for Anthony Davis. For a time, Greg, it even looked like they had a great shot at landing Kawhi Leonard.
He ends up choosing the Clippers, which gives rise to a compelling rivalry. The nexus of NBA basketball has shifted to the city of Angels. Whichever team you root for, LA fans with a lot to celebrate.
Harris at small forward with Horford at the 4. In the backcourt, Simmons and Richardson. And it's O'Quinn in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Simmons. And they double up Simmons. Here's Horford. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
Well, Simmons has what I call see-ahead vision. I mean, he sees a play ahead, and he's a great passer.
Here's James, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Horford. And LeBron James, Clark, climbing the all-time scoring list. Last season passing Michael Jordan. This season, Kobe Bryant. Clark, any chance LeBron someday passes another Laker great, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, for the most career points in NBA history?
I think it's simply a matter of his health, because if he stays healthy, then it's not if, but when. By the time his contract runs out, guys, in 2022, he'll be right in that neighborhood of my all-time favorite player, and I think the greatest player to play, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That free throw missing. And the bright lights of L.A., perhaps too much for some players. But you know what, Greg? Not for LeBron James.
This guy thrives in the spotlight. The Lakers crafting a roster to satisfy his championship ambitions. Off the court, the City of Angels perfect for maximizing his business aspirations.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Mark, I have sat next to you doing these games for years. What's prevented you from taking a coaching position at some level? Because I hear you talk, I'm thinking you'd be a perfect coach.
Well, a couple of things. One, coaching never lets up. It's always on you, and I've come to enjoy the fact that I can be fully immersed as a broadcaster and work with great guys like you and others, and then have a period of time where I don't have to be immersed in basketball, and I've enjoyed that. And I also haven't trained or prepared to be a coach, because it is demanding in terms of the hours that you have to put in. And I've got a little more job security, I think, in the role that I serve as an analyst, as opposed to what might happen if I did try to be a coach.
You've got all the security in the world, believe me. And Harris drops them both. Now, we knew that Tobias Harris would be one of the big names during free agency this past summer.
Wasn't a lot of speculation for him when free agency hit. Ends up staying with the Sixers, and I think it makes sense for both sides, and he fits nicely next to Embiid.
The 76ers trail by 13. Poked loose, and O'Quinn kicks to Simmons. O'Quinn can't hit. Lakers shooting well, 50% from the floor. Here's Davis, and it's Davis finishing it off.
How about the leaping ability of Davis? Easily gets off the ground to throw it down. And he's a quick jumper and decision maker.
Now here's Simmons. He has 6. Here's O'Quinn. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 6 assists in the game. Lakers leading by 13. Pass to Davis. Fades back. Misses off the right iron.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over.
Richardson finds Simmons. Sweet little floater. Simmons got 8 points.
And Simmons so deft with the floater. Freezing the defense completely.
Outside, Davis. And they double up Davis. James, the pass to Green. The dunk and the foul, a powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line.
Shooting one.
That one on Horford.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
Yeah, they're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
For Los Angeles, they have gone 6 of 9 at the line.
Find the lane. Find the lane. Nice shot.
Free throw good, Howard.
And, you know, questions for the Sixers about fit between their 2 young stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are legitimate questions, because when young players are that talented, it sometimes is hard for them to sacrifice their own games for the good of the team.
And Brett Brown wants a timeout. And for Simmons and Embiid, a clash of styles, too. Simmons, you know, Clark is at his best in transition.
And, you know, Embiid, guys, is more a half-court threat, attacking in the post. Long term, I think they'll figure it out, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays out between those 2.
Checking out some stats here for Ben Simmons. Last season, he played outstanding. 6th in assists, 15th in field goal percentage. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists. Just does a great job of getting everyone involved. Now here is Harris. He's got 9 for 3. Richardson, and it's LeBron James with the rebound. LeBron's got his 4th rebound in this one. And Davis wide open. He shoots. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Davis has got 23.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made...
Oh, power on that. Prudent.
And the amazing moves of Simmons. I mean, he's just so much fun to watch when he's got the ball in his hand.
Howard dishes to LeBron. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Horford. And there's the call on James.
Go the other way.
And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. The Lakers making a switch here. McGee's checked in. The 76ers trail by 14. Richardson, that's a 2-pointer. And the 76ers tack on 2 more. The Lakers have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. James looking around. A floater, and O'Quinn sends it back. Now the 76ers on the break. Harford's got the ball. The shot's good. 12 points for Ben Simmons.
An elite distributor for a pick man. Horford is the kind of guy you want to play basketball with.
Takes the 13-footer. Los Angeles with another miss.
I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
On the pass to O'Quinn. On the wing, Harris. Shot clock at 6. And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Mark Maz, he's jacked in for the 76ers. Richardson against Green. Richardson kicks to Korkmaz. 4 on the clock. And here's Simmons for 3. Rebounded by the Lakers. And it's Rondo in the corner. The offensive rebound, Davis. And it's Davis finishing it off.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
Well, you know, if you're not going to take care of the defensive glass, it's going to be hard to come away with the win.
And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can, at times, be unstoppable.
And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
The first one falls. Clark, who are a few under-the-radar guys who really get it done scoring the ball at that forward position?
Well, I tell you what, a couple of names that come to mind. Bogan Bogdanovic,
yes,
outstanding scorer. Gallinari, then John Collins, and the young fellow down in Atlanta. Those 3 guys are all a little bit undervalued as scorers.
And so it's Rondo bringing it up for Los Angeles. It's a 10-point game. LeBron passes to Rondo. Korkmaz grabs the miss.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Los Angeles.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
And how about the work they're doing also on the offensive glass? Creating those extra opportunities has been critical.
That's good from Harris. Well, the last few years, we've seen a huge improvement from Tobias Harris's shooting the deep ball.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. He went from not really having a reliable outside shot to being a 40% shooter from outside the arc. It's opened up a lot for the rest of his game, and it's a big reason why he scored over 20 points a game last year.
Even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of how to step off the gas pedal.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
Free throw drop for Al Horford. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him Average Al.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
Now here's Simmons, following the miss by Kyle Kuzma. And play stops, whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Bradley's checked in for Danny Green. Now here's Bradley. Here's Davis. Tries again, and it's good on the way in. Davis has got 11 in the second half.
Well, you
you got to be in awe of what he's doing this quarter, actually destroying the opponent.
Here's Burke. They get it back. Goes up again. Harris trying to get free. Horford, no luck.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Floats it up for Davis, and it's Davis finishing it off.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side.
Following Kyle Kuzma's three. Out to Harris. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. 13 points for Tobias Harris.
You know, the mindset Harris has is one that allows him to be ready to shoot as soon as that ball touches his hands. Catch and fire.
That one doesn't drop. Simmons with the defensive effort. Pass to Harris. Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle.
You know, all McGee needs, guys, is good positioning. Once he has that, dunking the ball is elementary.
Fires from the corner. That one's in there. The Lakers lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Tobias Harris. And it's Rondo with the ball for the Los Angeles Lakers. 17 points was their biggest margin. Kuzma passes to Davis. And the layup's good off the glass. Davis has got 31 points.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
And, you know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Now here's Simmons. 16 points for him. Off the mark with the little step back Johnny. Kuzma kicks to Rondo. Back to Kuzma. Lays it up off the glass. Kuzma's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Horford. He has 6. Here's Simmons. There's another block. You've got to have a better effort against him.
Sending back everything.
Bradley can't get it to go. The 76ers trail by 16. Here's Burke. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And, you know, quite a bit of turnover for the Lakers in recent years, guys, from the front office to the coaching staff. I think it's always important for an organization to have a common voice to speak in stereo and have everybody in proper alignment from the top down to the court.
And that one falls for Burke. And as the Lakers have looked to fill positions, Clark, a real affinity for candidates with the Lakers history.
Yeah, you know, that's exactly right. They view it as a family, but here recently, they've expanded their options and have looked outside of past Laker pedigree in terms of filling some key spots, which is part of what you have to do if you're going to move forward and be successful.
Los Angeles leading by 14. Outside, Davis. Pass to Kuzma. Trying to get open, it's Davis. The shot, no good. And the 76ers go the other way with it. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Passes it to Harris. Count it, number 5 from the 4 this game. He's now 5 of 11.
Harris has really become much more adept at finishing hard shots. Great focus there.
Pass to Davis. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Harris. Here's Ennis. That one goes. Count it. Ennis has got 13 points.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in. Bradley
kicks to Caruso. Bradley. Here's the pass to Howard. Just 5 on the clock. Bradley drives in. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. Los Angeles making a switch here. Here is Davis. He's got 31. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Here's Burke. From deep three-point range, and no good in the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. And we'll be back with you shortly. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Los Angeles leading by 10. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So the Lakers 5 right now. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Anthony Davis. Then it's LeBron James. Then there's Howard. And it's Caruso in at the 2. Howard's shot is good.
Yeah, I like the fact that Howard is really good at staying aggressive when he knows he's hot. In attack mode on the offensive end.
Now here's Burke. Five to shoot to the right side. Here's Ennis. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Burke's got 4 assists in the game. And Caruso's got the ball here for the Lakers. Dishes it to James. Kuzma outside. Davis finds James. Shoots over Burke. Hands the 12-footer. And that's now 21 points for LeBron.
You know, for LeBron, I think that mid-range shot is an important one for him to have in his bag. It keeps the defense honest.
They get a hand on it. Howard with the steal. Here's Caruso. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Pressuring the ball and making a play that created the opportunity.
You know, you push it after a steal, there's almost no chance the defense can get back and recover.
Now here's Ennis. Here is kicks to Ennis. He puts it again.
And swatting shots away with ferocity.
And GA, he is not messing around in this one. Richardson, he's checked in for Philadelphia. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Green's checked in. Here's LeBron. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. A go-to scorer's mentality for Kyle Kuzma, Clark. He's got a wide array of shots at his disposal.
Well, I don't know if there's a more versatile scorer as a young player in the league than Kuzma. He's got the turnaround jumper, the sky hook, step backs, drives it aggressively. Boy, he has got a lot in that book bag of his.
And the first one drops. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
Burke finds Scott. Back to Burke, and stolen by Howard. To the paint, here's Davis, and Philadelphia grabs the miss. O'Quinn's got 8 rebounds in this game. Pass to Burke. Five on the clock. And the rejection by James.
Brown, one of those players who gets fired up by defense as much as offense, and that block is going to put a major bounce in his step.
Now here's Burke. Richardson for 3. Offensive rebound. O'Quinn, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Dwight Howard. First free throw is good.
And the size of the Sixers can present matchup problems for opposing teams.
Well, you think about the 2 critical positions, a 6'10" point guard and a 7'2" center, and both are uber talented. That's a huge advantage, a unique advantage for Philadelphia.
Al Horford is checked in for Scott, and Los Angeles making a change here as well. Rondo's checked in. Now here's James. And the dunk by James.
Well, that's one man never afraid to punch it. Give LeBron a path to the bucket, and the finish is going to be something in a poster.
Burke with it. He's covered by Rondo. Great D that time from Rondo. The drive by James, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul against Philadelphia.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, LeBron. And coming into this season, questions about whether the Sixers could retain their star players. Well, Greg, they shuffled the decks, but they still have great talent.
Swapping in Al Horford for Jimmy Butler, Josh Richardson for J.J. Redick. The Sixers still in the mix to come out of the East.
He's off on the second.
And he's made more of an effort here to put pressure on the defense in the second half and create some contact and free throw opportunities.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Outside Rondo. Back to LeBron. And O'Quinn sends it back. Green against Richardson. And here's O'Quinn. Burke the pass to Richardson. For 3. And Davis pulls it down.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
That's good from Howard, and the assist by Rondo. Rondo's got his 4th assist in this one.
Yeah, Rondo just knows how to wheel and deal, has that exceptional feel for when one of his guys is open.
And there's the call on Howard. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Clark, there are strong divisions and there are weak divisions. The NBA might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
You know, that's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences I wouldn't see much harm in that. You'd adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
And the foul called on Danny Green. That's his first foul. Ben Simmons, he's checked in for Burke. Horford the pass to O'Quinn, and O'Quinn slams it in.
And he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
Outside, Green. Here's Howard. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Passes it to Ennis. Rebound the Lakers. To the inside. James with the bucket. LeBron's got 14 points now in the second half.
He's certainly been their go-to guy when it matters most. He's trying to close this one out.
Richardson kicks to Simmons. Lets a floater go.
I tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, a defensive stalwart who holds his ground, and because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
And the 76ers making a change here. Harris is checked in. JaVale McGee's checked in for the Lakers.
And this summer, a 5-year, $170 million max contract extension for Ben Simmons. The Sixers didn't want to give him any cause to look elsewhere. A great talent, but the hope with that kind of money is that he'll develop that jump shot.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide-open look in space there.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Rajon Rondo. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Greggy's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
That one is off.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
And the second free throw, good. And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And, you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation, and I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, you look at McGee and the career resurgence he's undergone, guys, outstanding. I mean, when he's been in the right situation, he's been very effective.
Both free throws good from McGee. The 76ers trail by 19. Simmons dishes to Richardson. Pass to Harris over LeBron. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. LeBron's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Ball's knocked loose. Here's McGee, and it's in there. And the Lakers lead by 21.
Hey, there's a reason why he shoots such a high percentage, guys. I mean, he picks smart shots, high-quality shots, and close shots that he takes.
Now here is Harris. Clark, when you think of athleticism, specific. Talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
8 away. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
I'm not sure whose fault that was, guys, but they need to get on the same page here.
Lakers leading by 19. Davis finds James. Unloads. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. James has got 32 points in the game. Simmons passes to Richardson. Looking to end his cold spell, and they'll keep possession. James against Harris. Davis, and Davis throws it down.
Boy, you're playing with fire anytime you leave somebody open on James' team. I mean, LeBron, his court vision, outstanding.
Now, here's Richardson. It's stolen by Davis. Now, here's Rondo. Clark, at the college level, a coach was recently offered a lifetime contract. Think we'll ever see that in the NBA?
Well, you can't quite say never.
Right.
I said in college basketball, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see a 16 beat a 1 seed.
Right.
So never say never, but it's not going to happen.
Well, but you got a lifetime contract doing this, so I guess it does happen in some quadrants.
Well, you got information that I don't have.
And here's Rondo after Ben Simmons' bucket. Rondo passes to LeBron, and LeBron throws it down.
Boy, he's fantastic at playing to his strengths. Doesn't get outside of himself. I mean, when he's scoring at an efficient clip like that, he's hard to stop.
Now, here's Richardson. Back to Harris. They double him with LeBron. Down to 5 on the shot clock, and we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And Philadelphia has possession. And Simmons kicks to Richardson. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 7th assist of the game with that last one.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Los Angeles.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And after dropping game 1 in this matchup, they managed to take the second of a 3-game season series. No question, that's a morale booster.
And partner, it sets up what should be a fantastic finale to the season series. Major bragging rights on the line that night.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Davis.
And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Scott the pass to Thibault. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
2 shots. The first free throw is good. off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Here is Cook. Here's McGee, and there's another one for the Lakers.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Here's Smith. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. AD, it looked like you guys were having some fun out there. Is there a new dynamic coming up offensively?
No, we just don't care who scored the ball. You know, the ball movement was great. Everybody rebounding and talking. So when we play like that, it's fun to watch. You know, and everybody out there having fun, smiling, a lot of emotion. That's all we asked. That's all Coach asked for, and we did that tonight.
Good win tonight, AD. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you later.
Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office informing that 5 people are dead in that crash near Calabasas. This is the video you're seeing here of the wreckage. Calabasas just northwest of downtown Los Angeles. Video from the crash site showing the wreckage.